guys, welcome back to Ivy Rose Knows. Don't mind me, guys, I'm so stuffy. I got a little cold going on here. But Gypsy Rose's exclusive with Rolling Stine Magazine. So much. I can't even cover it in one video. Okay, there's so much happening here. I will put the article down at the end of this video. But I'm going to read it off my computer because I want to go over some of this with you guys. Gypsy Rose Blanchard is ready to tell her story, then leave it all behind. Is she really? Because then that means she might actually have to get a job. So we know that's not true. She spent 7 years in prison for the murder of her abusive mother. With the publication of a new memoir, the true crime darling, the what? Wants to set the record straight. The what? The true crime darling what? How about the convicted murderer darling? True crime darling. She's a convicted murderer, people. She's not a true crime darling. First of all, she ain't a darling. She's a manipulative, vicious, heinous murderer. Y'all, I can't. I didn't even get through the fucking title. I'm sorry, but I didn't even get through the title of the damn article, and I'm having a massive breakdown because I can't understand this nonsense, guys. I don't get it. But there's a couple of things. Let's just bear with me because, ooh. It feels like a circus, she tells them. In her distinctive high-pitched voice, all around her there are family photos and reminders of people who love her. There's a sign across from her that reaffirms family's a little bit of crazy, a little bit of loud, and a whole lot of love. But she keeps no pictures of her mother around. Blanchard, 33, spent more than 8 years incarcerated for her involvement in the 2015 murder of Claudine Dee Dee Blanchard. Since she was released last year, the attention has been constant. I'm not an animal in a cage, she says. Yeah, you were. You needed to be caged up like an animal because you were a convicted murderer. You murdered your mother. She is the reason her mother is dead. So yeah, you had to be caged up like an animal. And you should still be caged up like an animal, in my opinion. But let's go on. I can't even, guys. She goes on to talk about how she swam in the ocean for the first time and it's salty. No, you're salty, but again. But her life is anything but normal. In the near decade since her then boyfriend, Nicholas Godejohn, fatally stabbed Dee Dee at her Springfield, Missouri home, Blanchard's saga has become fodder for everything from long-form podcast to prestige documentaries to a scripted Hulu series, which she says she hasn't watched. To be quite honest, I didn't know how big this story was until I got out of prison. Okay, let's start off with your then boyfriend stabbed your mother? Or your then boyfriend stabbed your mother because your psycho ass had to sit there and go and groom him for 2 years to get him to do it. Again, where is her accountability? It wasn't all on Nicholas Godejohn. It wasn't. Nicholas Godejohn would not have stabbed Dee Dee if it wasn't for her. So where is her accountability in this? In a near decade since her then boyfriend Nicholas Godejohn fatally stabbed her mother. Well, she was sitting in the bathroom knowing it was happening because she planned it. She was the one who, in fact, made it happen. So again, let's put it on Nick. Let's not show any accountability or responsibility for the fact that she is the reason her mother was dead. She is the reason her mother was stabbed 17 times and practically decapitated. Guys, I can't with this chick. I can't. Let's go on because... she goes on to talk about, and again, I will post this article at the bottom so you can read it all by yourself, but I just wanted to touch on a few things. She's been torn between reclaiming her life story and coming to grips with the fact that some of her legions of followers might be paying attention for the wrong reasons. I don't want people to follow me because of the crime that I committed, Blanchard says. I want to have fans because they feel like what I did was right. I don't want to have fans because they feel like what I did was right. First of all, honey, they ain't fans. people are watching you to make sure you don't murder again. I'm just saying. But yeah, that's not why she wants... So why do you want people to follow you? That's what you're known for. She's a convicted murderer. She killed her mother. That's why people know who she is. Why do you want people to follow you? For what? Because you're a half-ass influencer? Because you, what, can show off some Lululemons? Why do you think people are following you, Gypsy Rose? People are following you because you murdered your mother. Just saying, there's that. When she was released in December 2023, Blanchard believed that she could live and would live a normal life. And then she says, I started to understand that's not a reality. Honey, you were sitting in prison for 8.5 years, concocting with your stepmother, Christy, your quote-unquote fame. You sat there and you plotted all of this fame and these shows and these... You wanted to come out famous. Are you crazy? She crazy? She wanted to come out famous. She wanted the publicity. Don't sit there and act like, I didn't know that my story was so big and I just came out and bam, there were these Lifetime cameras in my face. No, honey, you set them up. You made yourself quote-unquote famous. But now you don't like the fact that people don't think you're famous. They think you're psycho. Just saying, there's that. Of course, this is my opinion. But guys, let me tell you, sometimes these interviews with her, they get me like, oh, I just can't. I just can't. Her book goes on to say that her book also covers the family dysfunction and trauma she experienced as a child, from her grandfather's sexual abuse of both her and her mother, to the lies her mother told the government agencies and charities to scam benefits, including a house from Habitat for Humanity. She talks about the men, including Goda John, with whom she began relationships online, and the multiple attempts she made to escape from her mother's home. Guys, I can't. I can just imagine what's going to be in this book. I can just imagine. Moon needs to move. I can just imagine. All the while, Dee Dee was godlike to her, her sole caretaker, who was always hovering. Gypsy Rose will never find true love, Blanchard claims, her mother would tell her. Gypsy Rose will never find happiness. I can't with her, guys. These stories. I don't even know what to say. Yeah. I don't know. But again, you guys have to read all this because it's all a bunch of BS. It's all a bunch of bullcrap. It goes on to say that we're going to have, we're going to go to the bookstore. And of course, people are trying to have protests and she doesn't understand. And it's a bunch of crap. Just so much that I can't get into here. But I just wanted to focus on a few of those things. Of course, she's never going to take accountability for it. It was Nicholas's fault. It was everybody else's fault. It was Dee Dee's fault. But it wasn't Gypsy Rose's fault. This article goes on, of course, to claim her a victim, from everything to social media and online scrutiny to, you know what I mean? All of it. She's, of course, the ultimate victim of everything. But again, the whole true crime darling wants to set the record straight. Guys, she's a freaking convicted murderer. Her mother is dead because of her, and it's publications like this that piss me off. They really, really piss me off because she's not a sweetheart. She's not some innocent little girl. She's not some innocent victim. She's a, in my opinion, psychotic, manipulative, convicted murderer. So take that, Rolling Stone. Just saying. Just saying. I can't. But again, go read the article. I can just imagine from just this article alone what is going to be in her book. You guys know that I'm getting a free copy. I will take one for the team and read it because I'm super curious at what other stories can she have. I don't know, guys. Let's find out. But again, you might want to go read that article because it's a bunch of BS. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Let me know if you read the article and what stands out to you, and we will discuss it later. As always, guys, thank you. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. Don't forget to hit that button. I know it's so easy, but I really do want to try and grow this channel, and I will talk to you guys later. Have a good one.